Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are talking about continuing the conversation about empty nesters. Today I want to talk about the 4 stages that I've identified, because I do a lot of thinking. I like to just think about shit and try to, figure it all out. I'm an analyst by heart. I'm a problem solver, analyst. I just write. So in this situation, going through these things, these stages of this syndrome, this empty nester syndrome, because it is a syndrome. I know in my other video I said I think it might be a syndrome, but I did look and do a little bit of research, and it literally is a fucking syndrome. At any rate, talking about this syndrome, talking about how I have continued through the process of, I guess, being done with it. What do you do with a syndrome? Do you conquer it? Are you the champion of the syndrome? Or just overcoming it? That's it. Overcoming. So, the stages. I literally sat there and thought about what I've been through. Not I've been through this, but just on some analytical type shit, right? And what I come up with is that there are 4 different stages of being an empty nester for me, right? Other people, of course, everything is case by case, right? It just depends on your upbringing, your background, your experience, your education, your socio-economical, all kind of shit, okay? But what I'm talking about today is more general, right? And also specific, my process. Okay, now back to that. I've identified 4, right? The first one, you are basically, it starts in your head, right? Everything starts in your mind, your brain, which is why we'll get into the whole mental health thing too at some point, because that's so key. But at any rate, conceptualizing the idea of becoming an empty nester. And I think, of course it becomes more intense as you progress as a parent, but hell, I remember having thoughts as far back as, I want to say maybe middle school. Once he got out of elementary, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, he's growing up, and then you start thinking about it oh man, at some point he's going to be moving out, doing this thing, being his whole adult ass and shit. So, the conceptualizing. For me, that was, like I said, around 7th grade, and then you go into the planning phase. Now you gotta really, now that it's setting in and you watching your child grow up and know that this is about to happen type shit, then it was a process of, okay, let's have a conversation. What are your goals? What do you want to do? These are, right? So helping in the planning stage. So for me, as an empty nester, I wasn't planning shit about me. What am I gonna do? The whole focus is, what are you gonna do, and how am I gonna help? Encourage, facilitate, whatever, contribute to, the success of your offspring. And so you're still consumed with this individual, but emotions now, we talk about the stages and the emotions that go along with it. I don't know, did I go over so going back to conceptualizing, sorry, I'm gonna backtrack just a hot second, because I don't think I touched on the phases, the emotions of that first conceptualization phase. And for me, I think the conceptualizing part of it, I kind of, maybe got a little sad, I definitely I didn't get depressed because it was just so early. He was just little, you know. He's in the 7th grade. I'm thinking about it, but in my mind, I still got some years. So I think sadness will be the main one for conceptualizing it. Or maybe you're the other type of parent who like, shit, hurry up, I'm ready. You happy. Your emotion may not be sadness. When you think about the shit, you might be like, yes, I can't wait, shit. It might be joy and glee. And that's fine too, 100%. Whatever, like I said, it's your stages. Just identify mine. So if you go through it, then you'll be like, oh, okay, this must be what, correct. All right, so then the emotions of the planning stage. Now for me, this was so exhausting. I'm just gonna keep it real. It was exhausting and it was stressful, right? Because now it's almost like a negotiation, sort of. Well, okay, I'm gonna tell you why I said negotiation. Because you have this person, they have their own brain and their mind and their feelings and their wants and their needs and their desires. And here you are trying to go through your own and experience your own, what I just labeled, name, but also considering them. And so this was the part for me that was a little intense, and it was a lot. Okay. And so here's the thing. So your child is either going to have their own plan, which could include, you know, going to the military, going to college, maybe just going straight into the workforce, a skill trade. They're going to have in their head what they want to do. Now, if that's the case, then the planning stage may be just you helping facilitate, find the resources, you know, to help them in their path, right? But the part where if a kid doesn't have a plan, then as a parent, it's innate to want to help your child succeed, regardless of, you know, I don't know how. You're gonna want to try to help, right? But that kid coming into their own is going to still want that autonomy and that ability to take control of their life because they're becoming an adult. And as an adult, that's what you're supposed to do. But again, as a parent, it's hard to separate that, right? It's hard to not know where your kid is headed, what plan he has or she has, and just be okay with it. That shit is hard. And that's why I found myself being, you know, I was in that state. Ideally, in my mind, having gone through it, I think the best, least stressful side of it is if there's a collaboration, right? If, you know, your child is like, hey, what do you think I should do? Help me. You know, I know you've been a kid before, and I know you know some shit, so can you help me? And then it's like, oh, take my hand, come on, let's get down the trail and we'll talk all about life and shit. And okay. Ideally. Now for me, I could see that being a joyous, like a moment, right? Like type shit. But at any rate, and then the next stage, so that's the second stage, planning. Like I said, can go either way, just depends on the parties and okay. Now the next stage is gonna be the preparation stage. Preparation stage is now that you have your plan identified, you know what it is that you want to do, you can now start taking some action towards it, right? You have your goals, you have your objectives, and you have your action steps, right? And you just move through the process. Only problem is, one, you can plan all you want, and a lot of times for some people that are, just fortunate, those plans fall to the T. Fall in a good way, like not fall like bad, but like fall into place. There it is. Fall into place as expected, and then it's just like, oh yeah. But for others, including myself, a lot of people that I know, shit that they plan may or may not come to light the way that they planned it. And it's okay, because guess what? It's not necessarily supposed to, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna get a little spiritual. The Lord is the one who puts all this into motion. Like, you contribute to it, of course. I'm not saying that don't do anything, but I'm just saying there's a higher power than you, right? So whatever your path is, just embrace that shit, period. And that's on the mental health side. You'll feel better, you'll do better, you'll just be better. And then now, so that's the preparation stage. You're preparing, all kind of emotions. You could get depressed because it didn't work out the way that you wanted. You could be angry because of so many steps. You didn't plan on this and that, and you didn't think, and blah, 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 blah. Or, it just don't fucking work out the way that you thought. So just know that that's gonna happen, and that that's okay, because at the end of the day, your child, just like you were a child once too, right? So the fact that you were a child once and now you're an adult, you're making your own decisions, you bumped your head, maybe, I don't know, I'm just speaking for myself, shit. Because who got a couple knots that didn't go down? No, I'm just playing. Shit happens, life happens. But you're a testament to yourself that your child, regardless of if your plans are, if you're able to help them plan through whatever or not, they're gonna be okay, and that God has them. You can't control nothing. You really can't. So once you go into my fourth stage, once you accept that, y'all don't even understand. Listen, for me, I literally felt the acceptance fall over my body, because it had gotten to a point where I said, I'm putting effort. It got to a point where I had to, what am I gonna say? I had to accept the fact that my way is not necessarily the best way for my child, right? Just because I think it is, I don't trump God. So whatever's happening that's not aligning, there's no point in having these, going, tearing yourself up inside because it's not working out the way that you want. Instead, I'm saying to myself that everything is working out the way that it's supposed to, right? Because I could inflict or tell somebody to do this, that, and the other, and that could be completely the opposite of what they need for their life. So accepting that, man, it has been really a blessing for me and for my son, because we're both able to expand our wings, and that is what this whole channel is about, right? Recognizing and understanding some of the processes that becoming an empty nester involves. I had one of my girlfriends, her son is now in the double digits, and I'm like, that's when it starts. And she started asking me, questions, and I'm like, yeah, you're gonna experience this, that, and the other. You're gonna, he's gonna, because people are individuals. And I had to really understand and accept that I can't be a dictator of someone else's life, especially when they're an adult. When you're an adult, you're supposed to be adulting. You're supposed to fuck up and make mistakes and learn and grow and all that shit. And I had to remember that. So now, guess who else is an adult? Period, over here. So, me in this acceptance, well, no, I'm past the acceptance stage. Now I'm in the joyful stage. I feel like, I feel like this is I got trips lined up, coming up. I've just been doing things that, as a parent, I wasn't able to do. One, because financially, I gotta make sure my child is fine. You know what I mean? So just being able to put those resources to things that I want, things that's gonna make me happy. Like, that shit is so, who been happy? It's me, period. Just really, really happy. But I'm not even gonna sit here and act like everything has been once you reach the stage, you're gonna be, cause sometimes I do you kind of slide into the wanting to, for me at least, I'm a nurturer. I just like to take care of stuff. It makes me happy, and not having that has been it's like a part of me I'm not able to exercise, right? So sometimes, but that's why I have my plants, and have a new relationship, and that's been really good. I can nurture that as well. But anyway, we gonna talk about that another time. This is all about an empty nest and being okay in that space, thriving in it, getting through the valleys and the hills and the mountains and all that good stuff, and coming out as a whole individual with your own identity, your own joys and happiness and things like that, So, we've had a quick overview of at least 4 stages that I've personally experienced going through this empty nester journey. The next episode, we will talk about how to manage those emotions, right? So we talked about the emotions, but now I'll talk about how I manage my emotions. And sometimes I'm good at it. Sometimes not so good, depending on what's going on in my life. I don't know, maybe I didn't get enough sleep. Hell, maybe I'm hungry. I may just have a whole fucking moment and break down and have okay? But once I, maybe eat a banana, maybe take a nap, go use the bathroom. I don't know. I'll be back fine, regulated. But we will talk about, I'll share with you some of the things that I've done to help manage those emotions and to help kind of get ahead of it, right? Because once you know what that looks like, then you can plan ahead. I've literally one time pulled myself from about to become depressed because it was all in my head what I was thinking. It's like, why are you thinking that shit? Look, stop. And then once I literally said that to myself, I was able to stop. Maybe turn on some music, take my mind away from it, and life is good. Okay, so on the next show we'll talk about that. We'll get into that, and also I'll share with you some of my experiences just along the way. Just different you'll be able to see me get back to me, or really like see, for those who knew me as a parent, to see me now in this space, to see that transition, and those who didn't know me as a parent, just to see someone who, when I tell you that was my duty, mine, and I took it serious, to go from that to allowing my child to be in his space and to thrive in his life, you know, and being okay with that. Like, this is, it's a good thing. So parents, I know it may not resonate with you right now, but I feel like at some point you may be, you know, faced with this empty nest syndrome, and you'll be a little bit more equipped to take it on. So until next time, listen, I want, you know, if you guys don't mind, hold on. So that's it for today. Please go ahead and like, subscribe, share, follow, comment, all the shit, you know, okay? You guys are used to it now. I need that to become a part of your muscle memory. Right? Say it with me. Ready? Like, share. No. Okay. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna like, we're gonna subscribe, we're gonna share and follow. Like, subscribe, share, follow. Ooh, like, subscribe, share, follow. Okay.